Alright, we are going to play some Ark Raiders today. Hope everybody's had a good day. It is Medieval Monday, so we're going to try to stick to the theme. Forgot I adjusted my volume. Oh, I must have put it back. I thought I still had it adjusted for when I played Ark yesterday. Okay, now I get it. Alright, as you may or may not know, we are in the process of basically fine-tuning. I kind of know what everything is, what everything's about. We're still fine-tuning some of our management, and we're fine-tuning how many of some items we're going to need, like multiple excavation sheds or multiple smithies, to be able to produce the amount of resources that I'm wanting to produce a day. I would really like to get to a comfortable point of roughly 5,000 a day in overall sales. So in order to do that, there's a couple options. I can either build fishing huts and more market stalls, and then it will allow me to sell more. But as of right now, I think we're doing pretty decent on a daily basis. I have 1630 right now, and the day is roughly halfway over, a little over halfway over. So it's not too bad. I make roughly $2,000 now. Okay, and we have a big problem here because I just realized my storage is completely full. Alright, well. Planks weigh a pound apiece. Alright. Well, that is all part of this management strategy we've been working on. Let's see here. This one's selling 15.7 a day of simply salt. This one, mother of God. This one is selling roughly, let's just say 626. I don't know how there's a difference. Doesn't make a whole shit ton of sense to me, but then this one's making 10.15, so you know I'm not doing too bad. I got some decent money coming in, but the problem is the resource stall is gonna need a major adjustment, because we're gonna have to start selling the shit out of logs. Why does this say I only have 489? It is a dyeing component. Okay, well, hold on then. If that's the case... No, sorry, that comes from the woodsheds. Spruce bark. I don't really even need any spruce bark then. You can get me like 1% of that shit. And that's been turned down. That's kinda been adjusted. And then logs. Okay. Take that down to 5. Sticks up to 2. Alright, now we should just be able to sell some shit and be good to go. However, I am going to have to make some adjustments myself because we can't have all this shit in here at the same time and still expect to survive. There is a lot of weight in here. Sheesh. There's all my weight right there. How much did that leave in there actually? $271 respectively. Alright, well, I think we're going to pick up a whole bunch of items and just go instant sell them. I mean, I know it's difficult to do because making the adjustment that I just made to the sales and then picking stuff out of here by hand is going to throw everything off. It's just the nature of the beast. However, if I do not do this, then people are going to start putting a bunch of stuff in their storage, and then I'm going to have to go to every place individually. Like, for example, here, right? If they had things, it would be here. See? Because they couldn't put it anywhere else. So now it's here. Right? You know, something else I could do, though, depending on what I have left, as far as availability of resource or of putting things places. Yeah, see, like this, I could definitely do something drastic with and make changes here because we're making, you know, 25 of these and blah 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 blah. But I definitely could crank this up a wee bit if I wanted to. There's just not a lot of production to play with there without putting another smithy in. And I really don't want to put another smithy in and then worry about finding the workers and everything else to do anything with it. Well, we adjusted a little bit of production, but I don't think it's going to help all that much. We're going to go to town and sell all this stuff that we got. The other thing I could do is obviously put in a secondary resource stall, because the one that I have now is kind of maxed out the way it is, but I could kind of have another one to be able to manage the actual resource portion of it. I think most of my stuff in there right now is selling like salt, right? Isn't that the majority of what I had it doing, was selling salt? Yes, 75% salt. So really, if I wanted to make big money, I could get one more resource stall, hire somebody to put in the resource stall, dedicate most of my work in the mines to being for salt. And on salt and fish alone, I could probably thrive. But then, as you see, I'm selling other resources. So if I had another resource stall that I could focus on selling, like the stone, the clay, the extra stuff that I had, I feel like it would be highly beneficial. So I may have to put another resource stall in. Oh God. That works for me. All right, that works for that. Let us see. Now we will take a shower, or take a bath.
Why does the time run so slow?
And you take care.
Let's see, we have one person that needs some items or something.
How can I help you, sir?
So old rags and just like Papa are reoccurring events that can happen from any one of the people in the village. However, it shouldn't be too much longer and all of my trees should be producing. We have the tavern now, so that's going to be a useful little adventure. Out of wine bottles already. That doesn't surprise me at all. However, we do need more wine bottles, but I don't think it's going to take much weight out of the resource shelters. So I think that's my ultimate plan. I have 2 food stalls which are selling mostly fish, right? They obviously can sell other things, but they're mostly selling fish. One of my resource stalls basically doing salt, so I need to build another one to be able to do other items or to be able to double down and do a mad amount of salt. Yeah, see, like these guys have had nowhere to put some stuff, so they're putting it in here now. It's just the way it works. Somebody want to remind me what I was doing? I came down here to do something. Well, one thing I can do, if I have any built up anyway, is try and finish off a couple of these here. I had started this one by accident, of course.
I love when nature comes back to life.
But that took a little bit of the resources out of the old shelter as well. I still don't have any idea what I ran down there for, but maybe I'll think of it. Maybe I won't. Alright, now who is somebody else that is good at diplomacy? Busy being a mother, I see. She works in the tavern, but she would definitely be a first choice of mine. How are you pregnant but green in diplomacy? Alright, whatever. Whatever works. Man. Okay, well. That means we're going to go ahead and take the water carrier. He's been all over the place, actually. Who do I have? Okay, so he is not... Man, I need these people to stop having babies. We're going to wait a little longer to stock this one with anything, but we are going to go ahead and dedicate it. Hello. Thank you. Yeah. We're going to do 1% on each of these. Actually, we're not going to do anything until this guy is needed. Right now, we unloaded the shit ourselves, so we're just going to let things build back up and see what happens. However, I'm pretty damn sure that these two stalls of each are going to be required, because I do think that this one, obviously, roasted fish meat, boom, period, roasted fish meat. It's 100% intensity. Like, it's not selling anything else. This food stall is selling mushroom soup, scrambled eggs. Oh, fantastic. There's 2 more of those left. There's not going to be very many of these left because I don't think I have anybody in the kitchen anymore, so those are going to go by pretty quickly. And we don't have very many cherries or none of that. But yes, this is going to give me an opportunity to basically sell some things that I haven't been selling. The cabbage, for example, which is probably taking up some weight. Alright, but like I said, that allows for 2 separate stalls to do 2 separate things. Alright, like this stall here, since it's doing fish, I could literally name it if I wanted to. I could name it fish. Boom, food stall fish. Just like this one. What is this one? Nothing in there. What is this one? This one's salt, right? Pretty much salt. So we're gonna change the name of it. Shit. But that also comes down to, if I'm going to run multiple mines, I could have one mine completely dedicated to salt. That'd be the only thing it produces. And that would be a ridiculous amount of money. So thinking about it from that standpoint, we could genuinely rake in the cash. Yeah, you're out of something. What are you out of? Never mind, you're not out of something. You're just throwing up an alert. Fantastic. Alright, so there's those if we ever need those. Then we could put other market stalls in other places if we wanted to. But for now, we have to kind of wait until we get our people back from maternity leave to be able to fully understand what it is we're working on here. But yeah, if you ask me, the money doesn't quite add up, because if you look at the stuff I'm selling, the prices I'm selling it for, and all the things surrounding it, I should be raking in roughly $3,000-ish a day, and from my calculations, we're falling at about I would say 2,500. But I feel like we should be at like 32 based on everything I'm seeing. See, these guys have a bunch of stuff in here because it just, the resource thing was full. I just don't know what I want to do about that, because it basically requires me to go through here and grab all this shit. And like I said, no telling what else is all down through here, so there's going to be lots of stuff that I'm missing because it's not where it's supposed to be. It's not in the resource center, so they're just running until it's full in the resource center, and then they're overflowing into their chests, basically. And if I keep up at this rate, I'm gonna be forced to hire somebody way faster than I want to, because we're already back up to 72 and growing. Almost 73. So yeah, gonna have a little bit of a problem. What do you got in here? Sheesh. More stuff to get rid of. Okay, well, another day of managing and trying to make better sense of things. Still doesn't make a lot of sense yet. But hopefully soon, it's gonna make way more sense. Hopefully. We need to go to farming. We need to go to the farm barn. Wheat grain. Okay, well then take that down to 1 then. So it stays up here. But if you're out of that, then there's plenty of flaxseed that you can work on. Like a lot of flaxseed you can work on. So why don't you work on that? It has stopped doing that. Alright, so I do need wine bottles. So I guess I could go in here and make a few wine bottles. Alright, so pretty much at day's end, we picked up, what, 1,300? Then we picked up like 600, right? Where's the rest of this money going? That's what I don't understand, because... And that's way far off of what my understanding of the numbers are. So, that's a little concerning, but... That is just based on basic numbers and just doing numbers in my head. I could be the one miscounting. Very, very easily could be me, you know. But, whatever. One meat. I mean, they're keeping plenty of meat in the storage, so that's all I can attest to. As long as they're keeping plenty of meat in there, we're good. We're good. Obviously, I've pretty much done away with roach. My people are not doing anything with roach at the moment. The people of the village, they don't have any access to the fish meat, simply because that is a money source for me. Just pushing a shit ton of roasted fish. See, 2,044. That is just ridiculous. That is 408 pounds. And some of this shit's not even any good, so that's gonna rot. But there's still 409 of those, 411 rot in there. Like, yeah, they're doing plenty fine. Otherwise, everything will just go to rot. I can't believe I'm selling that much fish meat. I'm selling 190% fish meat and still have 2,042 fish meat. 65 a day out of here. I mean, that's almost ridiculous. It almost makes me want to grab some shit out of here and take it and sell it myself, because I just don't think there's no way that the sales going the way they are, I'm ever going to have any headway. I'm not going to make headway that way. I took 1,046 of 2,000, so that leaves 1,000 in there. I'm going to take them and sell them myself.
It looks as if somebody was building them on toy bricks.
It's just that learning curve of what sells good and what doesn't. Obviously, I can outpace fishing versus sales, which is a good thing. I can take these trips every so often and sell some stuff and, you know, whatever. But trying to figure out what it would take to highly focus, like, just your workforce on doing everything, I don't think there's a fine balance. Because as soon as one thing changes, or you hire somebody in a different location, it puts more strain down the line in succession. So
How can I?
every single minute change creates much larger change down the line. Oh, and she's broke
Good luck.
off of just that much. So yeah, I don't know that we're even going to be able to sell all of this. Where did the fucking dude go that has... He's having a beer in the morning? He is. Okay. Wow. Morning, 6 a.m. beer. Got you. Oh gosh, there's not even going to be enough money to pay me anything around here. Like, I'm literally... Everybody's going to run out of money before it's over with.
How are you? Whatever you need.
Well, I'm going to take your money too. And I still haven't even gotten through part of what I'm trying to sell. Well, I got through part of it. 527 left, and you guys are broke for the day. Alright, well, I need your money too. Thank you.
How are you? I'm sure he
No,
doesn't have
change
such
my
a
mind.
little
Oh, you won't
one.
buy anything from me, will you? And I bet this dill hole won't buy. Where is Mr. Cattleman? I would like to see you, sir.
I've got everything you need.
Alright, cool. Well, I just came here and took all of your guys' money in one run. So definitely much better money selling fish than selling like your flatbread. Sorry, it's a habit. Well, the only people to buy stuff down here? I forget. Yeah, there's only 2 places here, huh? That's right. You're one of them.
Wow, best prices.
Sniped him on the way to his job. Got him.
How are you? Farewell.
Oh, you coming out? Alright, cool. I need to talk to you anyway.
Hail,
Show me your wares.
presents so low you
Yeah, I'm
don't
gonna take
need
the
to
rest of
ask.
your money too. Alright.
friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic day. I think I just made somewhere in the realm of like $4,000 off of fish. I'm good with it. Totally good with it. Well, that's all of that. Go back up here, make just a few more wine bottles to go ahead and get rid of this clay that I got. Time to see what all we got in there now. $761 coins, still with 236 clay. So it's literally like I used no clay. Alright. Well, here's something else we can do that will also help out a wee bit. I know that we need buckets. We're gonna make 20 buckets. And we are gonna go here. We are gonna make 20 of these. And 20 of these. Wait, am I wrong? These do say. Ooh.
How can a kid? It's nothing so.
And you have a good day. Ah!
Now, I swear I read this once before and it told me that it was a food item. So is it because it's now full? It is now considered food storage. What in the fucking shit? Whatever. There you go. We got some more buckets, use some more materials. I'll go down here and grab a drink. By the way, it said I had some skill points. Diplomacy. Okay, okay. Skill is not unlocked yet. So I can do these. Okay. We can't do nothing about the stall yet. Back up to a quick 20 thou. That'll work for me. Go ahead and wash up because I know I probably smell like ball sack. However, as I was explaining before, I just feel like I'm potentially losing out on opportunities because I'm so spread out. Like, I feel like I need to focus and not do certain things that I have been doing, and then also I need to do things in a different fashion. Like, I've been trying to balance everything and try to get a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but I think it's going to come down more of like a drastic swing, right? Like, one mine produces nothing but salt. The other mine is where I get all of my other resources from. So, like, for example, if I went over here and went to extraction and went to my mines, right? I have 5 out of 6 and 6 out of 6. So if I wanted to, this mine here, I could go to, and I could take my production in these down to like 1%, right? 1%. Or even 5%. Right, 5% here, 5% here, 5%, and 5%, right? Then I could crank this all the way up. Right, that's 790 a day. That is crazy ridiculous, and this would basically make it to where I have fish and salt. That is my money. Right? Let's accept that. Let's go to this one here. Let's go straight to here. Let's take this down to 1% because we're not going to need anything else. Then we don't really need stone as much as we did before, so we'll take that down to 20%. Then we'll do copper ore at 30, tin ore at 20, and this at 29. Right, it's 24, 32, and 39 ore a day on top of the stone. So if I wanted to, though, I could take this all the way down to 1%. Or let's do 5. The other one was 5. Let's do 5 here. Then, I mean, fuck, let's crank up this to 40 and crank this up to 34. Still producing the shit out of materials. And a tiny bit of salt and a tiny bit of stone. Let's confirm that. Let's back out of here. Let's name this. Okay, now that makes it much easier to understand. Now I still have 3 more mines that I could utilize if I wanted to. Ridiculous amounts of money there if that's what I wanted to do. I know there's no wheat grain. It's fine. No resources. For what? What do you need? I'm not understanding what's needed here. Bag. No resources. Field shed. Let's go see. First off, I know it's not fertilizer. What are we needing? What do we got here? What's it looking like? Okay, they have hose. They have simple bags. They have fertilizer. What resource don't they have? I know these guys are not too far away to pull resources out of this shit here. Alright, so what is it they do not have? And what are you making right now?
Spring is when you feel like whistling, even with a shoe full of slush.
confused as to what resource they don't possess. Orchards, no resources. No resources. What's needed, though? It's not telling me what's needed. Okay. What the fuck's happening here? Farm shed orchard. This is the one that's out. No resources. Bags. Are you out of sickles? That would make way more sense. Okay, hold on. Okay, other than that, I have no idea what they could even possibly be missing, so we are going to go back in here, though, and we are going to get 300 cabbage. Because that is what we fill up our compost bins with. Alright, those will be ready soon. Idiot. All right. Still have no idea what it claims the farm shed is missing, but whatever. We got 87 fertilizer. We got sickles. We have hose. We have small bags, or simple bags. Unless I'm out of seeds. I guess potentially I could be out of seeds for one of the fields. Let's go see what. When does rye and poppy plant, though? Oh yeah, that's because I didn't have any poppy in the first place. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah, poppy was just something I was doing as an experimentation so I could possibly get more stuff next time around. So yeah, that makes perfect sense. Unripe berries, no thanks. Oh shit. Speaking of that, it's spring. I need to bring her back from mining. And she needs to go to Herbalist's hut. Then I need to take this miner and put him back in the herbalist hut. Alright, that takes 2 miners away, but that's not even a huge deal. They will go back to doing that as soon as wintertime gets here. Mining is their wintertime job. Herbalist is their job the rest of the year round. And they've already missed an entire day of the season. So that's unfortunate. But it'll be okay. It will be okay. I can't hire anybody else right now. So we're just stuck kind of doing it as it is. Alright, let's see here. What other kind of stuff could we work on? I know that one of our achievements is to get caught stealing. But I don't know if I want to do that on my first profile.
I'm something of a village head myself.
However, by my calculations, this should be the last year that most of these ladies are being mothers, because if you look at them, their children are 1. I think when their children turn 2, that is when they go back into the workforce. So I will have 1, 2, 3. 4. 5. 'I will potentially have 5 workers coming back next year. So that's definitely going to be beneficial as hell. Getting those 5 workers back, that's going to help manage things. I do have one that's going to go out pregnant or is already out pregnant, but most of my people have came to the end of their birthing cycle and they're just raising their children. So I think once these 5 come back, I still have a potential 5 more that could have children for the first time. But I don't think it's going to necessarily like cripple me. It's just going to be moving people around to where they need to be until everything's 100%. But when that happens, I'm probably just going to take the hit on production for 2 seasons and just deal with it because, well, depending on the situation, obviously my money's coming from fishing and from salt. So I can't afford to take hits in those areas too much, but I will definitely have to track it somehow. I'll have to take pictures of who's working where before I start moving a bunch of people around, or make just a list. I got paper and pen over here if I gotta sit here off stream and just write a list of everybody and where they are. That way when I start shuffling people around to cover other stuff, then I know where to put them back at. I think that's where I have failed myself in the first place. I probably should have been doing that from the beginning. I got 10 chickens now. Alright, I'm satisfied with that. We should start producing quite a few more eggs, and then our wool status should go up pretty soon too. So that's a plus. I think with the donkeys, we should have plenty of production without needing pigs. Now, the eggs, if they don't start becoming useful to me in this situation, then most likely the eggs are going to go bye-bye. I don't have the villagers. I think the villagers are set where they can eat them now. They weren't set that way. No, see, I took it from them because they were keeping the egg numbers depleted, and I'm trying to make something, some kind of money off of these eggs. Now, like I said, I could open a lot more of this up to them, but I can't do it because I was trying to figure out money. Eggs, I'm not really super worried about, but they get plenty of meat, right? They get most of their diet from their meat, their cabbage. They have no carrots right now, but that's fine. They get dried meat. They get meat. They get onions. They just can't have any of my stuff for wine because I'm making money off of that. I don't really know that poppy seeds or any of that's going to be beneficial. That's something I did as an experimental field just in case I ever wanted to do something with poppy. They're definitely not getting any of these fish because these are the money fish. I just don't think they need access to it, but I'm glad they don't have access to the eggs right now so I can see what the production's going to look like. Because I'm needing to provide animal feed for them right now, and I'm needing to provide potentially 2 workers that I could put other places if I didn't have these places functioning. Bunch more fish, which is fine with me. I'm actually getting low enough numbers on the perch that I might just abandon the perch project and just start doing other things. What I'm really not understanding at all is the lack of production from that's right, I can see production. Let's see, I'm not getting any meat. Why am I not getting any meat? See what I mean? Like, I guess the people are eating most of it, which is fine with me. I just want to make sure that they're getting what they need. At 70%, they're still eating fine. Okay, well, I think we could take this down, put this up, get a little more fur coming in because I noticed something needed fur the other day and I didn't have any. So we're pretty much doing the hunting lodge for the people. They're the ones that get to eat that food. I get to eat that food. But the fish all goes to sales because it's just worth so much fucking money on here. What are you out of, by the way? No resources. What do you mean? Is the hunting lodge farmed out again? This happened last time and I had to go move the hunting lodge, so let's see what the animal status around is looking like, which is also, I find, a very cool feature of this game. Like my hunting lodge is right here. It's that square that you see right there. There used to be a ton of wild animals over here, and they're pretty much all farmed out now. So I'm gonna have to go move my hunting lodge to another location, and I think most likely it's going to be a further away location, because holy crap, there's not even a lot of animals on the map. That is just craziness. Let's see, it's right here. There's not very much big game up that way though. I swear there was more animals on this map before. There was all types of animals over here. Alright, well, I'm gonna set my hunting lodge right here. This is gonna be a long haul. But I am setting my hunting lodge right there. 500 meters. I gotta go get it. Then I gotta take it over there.
Great power comes great.
I don't know if animals will come back, because like I said, I could have sworn that the animals were taken care of. You know, like I placed my hunting lodge and knew it was in a good spot because there was tons of animals around. Not anymore. Not anymore. So I guess it's time to move the hunting lodge. Hopefully they respawn after a couple seasons. You just have to rediscover them. That would be, I guess, my assumption of the situations. They probably, once they go extinct from that area, then they just move to another area. That's my hope. Because, I mean, realistically, I don't want to eventually just run out of meat. This is a long ways away from home. This is damn near to another city. Alright, now you guys are hunting. Now you're hunting in some better areas. Yes. You got moose, you got boar, you got rabbit, you got bird. I mean, really, if you look at it, hunting meat is, it's kind of futile. When I could place like 3 or 4 fishing villages or fishing huts in this lake, like all around these areas where I found fish, you know, like for example, there's pike. They're the highest paid fish on the game, right? There's pike over here. I could set me another fishing cabin right here. Do away with the hunting lodge completely. Don't even do the hunting lodge. Turn meat completely off. Do nothing but fish farming and make it as what my people eat and what I sell. It would probably literally only take one more fishing hut. Yeah, probably one more fishing hut. If I did one more fishing hut right here and took my people from the hunting lodge and put them over here, though I think it's two different skills, right? So if you look at it, fisherman, right, is survival, but then you have your hunter, which is hunting. So wouldn't really work that way. I would have to wait until some of the women come back, build another fishing lodge, put them in the fishing lodge, and then I have the other stall for fishing. But if I was making progress, still able to make plenty of money, and feed the people off of mostly fish, then I could still use the hunting lodge to get my leather and my fur, which can be made into many other things. Like if I wanted to do the production of saddles, saddles sell for a ridiculous amount of money. And I don't think they really require all that much. How many more buildings can I have? I can have 8 more buildings. Okay. Okay. That'll give us some fresh hunting area at the moment. That'll give me time to figure out what's going on with the rest of everybody else and potentially build another fishing lodge. But if I was going to build another fishing lodge, it's going to go straight across the river. It's going to go right here. So that way they got 2 schools of pike they can hunt right there. Yeah. Or I could put it here and they could hunt pike and perch. I mean, obviously I'm eventually going to have to go to multiple cities to even be able to sell all the fish. So I'm just going to basically drop a fish bomb in this map. I will wait. It is going to go right here because there's 2 different fishing areas, but I'm going to wait. I just feel like having 2 fishing lodges versus relying on other sources of meat is kind of futile. Considering fish is just as good, if not better for you, than red meat. And it's one of the highest paid food values in the game at, you know, easy collecting, I guess. I mean, obviously putting another one in is going to make me double my fishing spear production and everything else, but that's easy to accomplish considering my spear production is only at 4%. All I have to do is take 4% from somewhere else and up the fishing spear production and should cover it just fine. I just don't know. I think there's a way to see the demand per day of like hunting. I thought there was anyway. See, it just says demand is 0, but demand is not 0. I don't get what it means by demand is 0. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever. But every one of my people there are at a level 7 skill, so what other resources could you be out of? Knife durability, meat, yeah, well you ain't got nothing of that, so you don't need it. But I'm not out of knives, and that's all it requires. So yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming when it says no resources, it means there's no meat available in the area. So we're hoping by moving it that we're going to solve that problem. If not, these guys may find something else to do with their lives, and we might not have a hunting lodge at all. Alright, I gotta piss and refill my drink. I will be back in just a couple of minutes. I'm going potty. I'll be back. You stay here. I'll be back. Found a leftover cinnamon roll up there too. That was the score. Still nice and soft. I dropped some icing in the four-legged vacuum. Is in heaven right now. You ain't getting the cinnamon roll. Holy crunchy icing. All right, let's lock back in here. Got our little midnight snack out of the way. Go grab a drink. I'll drink some well water this time. I won't drink out of the river. Okay, so I could get rid of some nightshade that way. But obviously, I would have to make lots of wooden vials. Let's go gather our money and make some wooden vials. $2,212. Feel like that's way less than it should be, but okay. $250 wooden vials. All right, make it all.
He may look like it.
Okay. All right, what to get into today? Shit. I'm about done collecting all the shit out of these places. Excuse me. Okay. See, I wonder if there would be a way to set this up seasonally where I could go every season and potentially make one season doing nothing but smelting all of the iron and ores, and then the next season back into production. But that would mean that I could double the production in those years. Let's see if that's even possible. Can't do seasonal. Oh, there it is. Seasonal management. Okay, so you could do that if you wanted to. And this is what I was talking about before, what the total demand is. So, okay, if we're in this season right now, But then again, changing this to seasonal would also mean that it's going to affect everything down the line seasonally. So there'll be seasons that I use more lumber and sticks and stones, and there'll be seasons that I don't. So that would require me to set everything up seasonally, and I feel like you could achieve better things that way, right? Like, I think you could get better production out of certain areas, breaking down ore much faster. In this situation, I think would be way beneficial. But then you have to start thinking about there's going to be seasons that other resources are taking massive hits, and then other seasons they're building. So is that going to allow recovery time between each season, or is it going to be one of them things that completely screws me? Because as of right now, for example, if I was to set it up seasonally, why does it not give me the option once I... Oh, it's in here. That's why. Okay. So, for example, seasonally. That is crazy. But I would basically just have to double it, right? So if I'm working it out just fine right now, then that means I could be off a season, do nothing but smelting. The next season I would just have to double the numbers on what I was producing, if that makes sense. Let's see. Let's test this theory. We're gonna try it here in this building. but I would like a quick reference of everything that is here. So if I need to go back and see what the percentages were at, I don't get lost in translation anywhere. Okay, so going down to here. Alright, that was it. The rest of it is all the smelting side of it, so none of that matters. But I will take a quick picture of that just so I have it. Because at those rates, it is working out pretty decent. Now, let's just see. If I wanted to... Okay, let's just say, for example, this season around, I do no smelting. Right, just to start off and get a good push of tools. I would basically turn this off. Right? Then I would double everything else. Alright, so let's say it's 5. It's now 10. Wooden hammers, 2. It's now 4. 4 turns to 8. 26 turns to... Anybody? 52. Good job, yeah. But that didn't work out, did it? Because I don't have enough percentage to double everything. So let's take that down. Let's take that up 2. It's not going to allow me to double everything. Okay, so that is the interesting part of it. I think 3 is fine. I'm going to take them up 1. I'll take that up 1. What do we think? Alright, so let's confirm intensity there. Alright, this is going to be our build season, right? Then we will go here, and this will be our smelting season. So from here, we will run none of this. Then we will split all productions at 25 apiece between these, right? So 25. 25. 25. And 25. Right? I mean, that's equal production, even though you're getting way more copper than you are tin, bronze, or iron. But until the copper's gone, you could run like this on this season. Right, confirm intensity. That leaves us our production, our smelting. Then we would have to go back to production. Right, so it'd be I did not double them. Ooh, I'm gonna need a picture of this. Alright, so let's see here. Then at least I know what I have my production set at. Basically just kind of a reference point. Let's go back into that. Oh, there's something sticky on my damn thing. Probably fuck it. Probably icing. Damn it. Oopsie. So if this is gonna now be production, we go with that might even be too many. Then the next season, yeah, because that's production, this would be smelting. No. What did I just do? What has happened here? Anyway, this is production, so this is smelting. I think that's going to have to change eventually because we're going to eventually run way out of copper, but I think we're going to try that. Let's see what we got. We will try it on this building for 1 whole year and see if it's more manageable this way. I think it's going to affect my mines though, because obviously I'm going to have to play with the demands in the mine. Then again, I might not. It may not really affect anything. It may work just fine because I've increased the production of the tools at the same increment as I've increased the production and smelting of the iron. So I guess if anything else, I would basically just run myself out of smelting activities and then I would go right back to production and then swap it out, whatever. Oh, sorry, you guys were muted. Anyway, no need to talk about it now. Just checking on resource levels, seeing what things are in what spots and what I have of each, and you know, all the usual stuff. So, all right, so 10 ore 162, 10 bars 325. Okay, so I still have 162. Salt, I'm at almost 2,000. Can poppy be made into poppy seed? Because if so, I need to do that right now. Flax, rye, oat, wheat. Poppy seed has to be made from here.
It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere.
Let me put seed in here and see if they plant it. That's all I can say. They still got time in the season. We got this last day, so maybe they can plant the last or the other 16 and see what happens.
No more snowball fights. At least there's still mud.
Sorry, OCD. It's working. It's working at maximum efficiency. All right. Well,
Do yourself.
I think I'll wait until I think my chickens are at maximum capacity right now, but let me check. Yes. All right, so chickens are producing the amount of eggs that they can. Geese, I still have a few empty slots, like quite a few. So I think once we fill it up, it will definitely start producing much better. I have plenty of empty sheep slots as well, so that helps. I definitely got rid of the goats. The goats for me were milk, which was a whole different process of, yeah. I didn't want goats. I don't know what their milk's worth right now, but for now I wanted to start out with sheep. I do have one more empty slot in the donkey corral. Okay. It's hard to keep everything straight. It really is. Especially when you want to go do things that you need to do for like your extra achievements and such. I play as my heir, I have 1,000,000 coins, which is why I've been kind of adjusting my money and trying to see, you know, what is the best generators of money at very low cost. I've been working on this one slowly, but that's 100 side quests. That's a lot of side quests. Sell 50 of the stolen goods. Get caught stealing for the first time. Get caught stealing 50 times. To me, I mean, I could be wrong, but says something about a player if they're just gonna jump in and start stealing. I don't really usually play mostly fair. I mean, I've obviously played some crooked characters on Skyrim and stuff back in the day, but you know, I usually try to be honest Abe. Wait a second, was there a mission back here? I think there was a mission back here. I think I'm gonna go back here and do this mission real quick. I swear I seen somebody that had a mission for me. No? Not one of y'all need anything done? Okay. I'm calling bullshit. Two missions at Hornica, and you never know what they're gonna be. Can I travel from my city sign since I don't have like horse and buggy here? And do I have to travel somewhere to then travel somewhere? Alright, buddy, let's go to town. Alright, whatever. I gotta go to town to go to town. Cool.
How is life treating you?
Oh, it's treating me like it's bitch.
Hello there.
How do you do?
How can I help? Can I interest you in some of my wares?
You can buy this hefty bag of shit I got in my pockets. How's about that? I built these trying to complete that one challenge or achievement, but I don't think those are the right spears. I think I have to have like actual good spears. You know what, I'm getting some money out of that. I'll make another one. I got a damn bronze axe anyway.
Hope you. See you around.
See you around, buddy. $60 meters. Wow, no. Where do these noble shoes gotta go? Where's that at? Denica?
How is life treating you?
I guess I'm paying money for reputation and things now. Could ride my horse, but it takes so much longer. Well, my donkey anyway. I'm sorry, I don't really do the dialogue thing. It's cool and all, but the fact that they don't speak the dialogue whatsoever really fucking annoys me. If they would speak the dialogue, it would be much, much cooler, and I would probably pay attention to it, but...
Oh, it's you again. See you soon. How is life treating you?
I guess I'll save a little money. It's a long little ride out here. The hell? Someone keeps freaking out over here. All right. Sorry, I had to have a little extra something in the background. No wonder y'all don't get shit done. Every time I ride through here, this is what y'all are doing.
Anybody want to play truant?
Thinking about moving you guys to the mine that's over closer to home anyway. Might actually do that. They keep getting stuck there and I don't really know why. But I'm assuming that that has something to do with my production levels because they're not actually making it to their place of employment. Don't really know what causes that weird piling up, but
Here.
whatever, I guess.
Move on.
Pick it up. See, that is just an absolutely long ride. I don't know how I feel about that one.
We're great, Pop.
Weightlifting competition I don't know about. How do you do?
How are you?
Welcome. The goods of the highest quality. It was nice seeing you.
How do you do?
See what she's got for sale. We'll get this for her this time. I don't know what this is. I want to see what it is.
Goodbye.
Shoot.
Oh, it's you again.
Its course is
Let us see here. Let us see.
Giddy up. Vio.
I'll take a bath and wash these nuts real quick. Alright, fuck it, you're still there. Oh, I just ran a kid over. You fuck. Have to wait for the sound and everything, I guess? Okay then, whatever. I'm gonna go over here and finish this little mission. Yeah, I'm just gonna go do it real quick.
How is life treating you?
Oh, I made it.
All the people in the
Do one thing for the king. Hello.
Back to Speranza.
help you?
I remember the times when there was just stubble in the funeral.
See you soon.
All right. Now, what the hell does this achievement say? I have gotten my wife gifts for 2 following years. What are you talking about? I've literally gotten my wife a gift for the last 3 years. Trying to get that achievement. Alright then, well. That tart's where it's at. A lot of shit to manage. Absolutely fucking gorgeous game though. I love this game. I don't know what engine they used to build this game, but hell yeah. It has very few noticeable glitches, like when the people's legs don't move but they're moving across the screen, or, you know, hovering like that one chick was doing who was sitting on a bench that wasn't there. But overall, I feel like this is a good game. And I like the fact that, like, nothing is really timed, right? Like, excuse me, some of the quests are timed. Like, some quests have to be done within your daytime cycle for, like, your individual people. And your king missions, they have 1 full year, basically, to complete them, because they're usually much larger tasks. But I mean, like, there's not really any restrictions as far as the game is concerned. I mean, unless you're playing it with health and stamina on, you know, and then it becomes a much longer, much more drawn out game. I wanted to truly get in and experience it and see what the building and the management and all that stuff was like, and then later on worry about those things. I do still have hunger and thirst on, so. And I mean, the carry weight on this is ridiculously low, so it's very hard to, you know, really carry anything. So it would make for a very long game, because you'd have to basically do back and forth trips, or you'd have to bring your donkey over here and get it a saddlebag, be able to load your donkey up with stuff and take him everywhere with you. And it's definitely a great game, though. I like it a lot.
Conversations about weather, crops, animals,
The other thing that they could fix for sure would be the commentary. I feel like the commentary needs to be audibly spoken and have it in writing if that's what they want to do, but I can't really do the dialogue and stuff like that when I have to sit there and meticulously read every single line and every single response to pick a response and read that shit to me. Read me what you gotta say and give me 3 options to pick, and I'll watch every one of them. Well, that is technically 2 following years. Had a foal and had 2 goslings, a male and a female. That'll be alright. We'll keep a male. We'll keep 1 male. Excuse me. We will keep 1 male to replace our other male if he passes away from old age. Okay, we got 2 more expecting wives. And we have 1 birth. Okay, well, we knew this was potentially going to happen. However, with that being said, I should have gotten some of my workers back as well. Maybe not. Maybe not. It hasn't been a full season yet. I bet it's from winter to spring, or spring to winter. He's not doing anything though. Why is that? He's good at production and farming. Okay, well, we put 1 person someplace. I don't know why they weren't there in the first place, but okay. Or if they just quit their other job, I don't know.
I have no idea what we're doing.
Why do you guys both have missions for me? Two water skins.
I should bring my relatives over. Maybe not cousin Matthias, though.
Hello. Farewell.
Wait, what? I have water skins. What's this kid talking about? Weird, but okay.
How is life treating you? See you soon.
Oh. Little fella thinks he's coming with me. Wow. Okay.
What do you mean they can't work until they're 18?
Why do I feel like the wolves are gonna kill him? Okay, buddy, come on. Better keep up. We will see if he keeps it up. Oh, that was a pretty rough little glitch there.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, and a raider camp right there. Fantastic.
Giddy up. Giddy up.
All right, let's see. All right. Well, this might be a fairly simple mission. Find a mysterious tree, huh? And once again, they're here doing circles. I think we're gonna move all them to a different mine. Yep, those bad men were up there. We're gonna run down and around that shit. Ooh, thought I was further away. Jesus. All right. Most of them are because of damage. I want to plant me a majestic tree. Damn, those trees are still coming up. Giant majestic tree. Checkmate. We should have some more trees coming up here soon too, so that won't be troublesome. Do wonder. What's it gonna cost for like Palisade? I guess that's really not too expensive though. I mean, it wasn't cheap obviously, but it wasn't like ridiculously expensive. Come on. Something's blocking the site. I mean, that's taking up some logs, that's for sure. Well, there's the first portion of my palisade wall around my city. It will eventually come together, and I will basically take this fence all the way down the backside of here and stretch it all the way to the other end. Or I will cut it off right at the backside of the buildings. And that'll be that. We'll see what happens. For now, we have a partial palisade wall up, though. Alright, and we will do the rest at another time.
Oh, it's you again. It's you again. See you soon. See you soon.
Alright, these fellas and ladies and such should be done down here. So I'm gonna go grab me a drink, fill my belly up real quick on the game. Hmm. 5,700. That has to be from salt. Woo! Okay. I can handle that. $5,700. Almost can't believe that. And to think it's as easy as salt. You know, you're not doing anything crazy. It's freaking salt. Hmm. Wait a second, what? Oh, that is the salt mine. Okay, so, and this is the metals mine, so they're already up there, so I would have to go to a different one for salt. So the two closest mines I'm already using. Alright, well apparently we will just leave that right where it's at then. I cannot get enough of these little chewable, soft chew peppermints. They're pretty delicious. Huh, well, everything is really pretty much coming together over here. Alright, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna check something out. Here, I'll let you guys check it out with me. Let's watch this. Shut up.
Looking to master animal husbandry in medieval Dynasty? Then you're in the right place. Animal husbandry, or animal breeder specifically, is the profession that is assigned to villagers when taking care of farm animals. As you build your farming technology throughout your playthrough, you will start unlocking new farming animals that will contribute to your dynasty in more ways than one. And in this video, we're going to go over 10 tips to master farming animals in medieval Dynasty. Tip 1 is about animal feed. Before we talk about animals, it's important to note that to keep all of your animals happy and alive, you're going to need animal feed. Animal feed can be placed in feeding troughs by you or your animal breeders, which in turn will allow them to keep producing various types of resources without starving to death. So kind of important. The recipe for animal feed is unlocked at 50 farming tech and can be crafted in a barn using 1 rye, 1 oat grain, and 5 straw. If you prefer to do so, you can also buy animal feed from many village vendors across the valley and the Oxbow. But if you would rather make the feed yourself, I recommend making a dedicated field where you plant oats in the spring and rye in the autumn. Assuming you have animal...
Wait a second. You said oats in the spring and rye in the autumn? It's oats in the spring. I mean, that works. Okay. I'm gonna have a shit ton of rye. Wasn't aware that you could actually have that as a setup combination, so let's see here what else he's got to say.
Feed in your resource storage. Animal breeders assigned to your animal pens will automatically fill troughs with animal feed, as well as passively produce resources faster than if you pick them up on your own. Tip 2 is going to be about chickens and geese. Starting with chickens. Chickens are unlocked at 50 farming tech and can be purchased in Barvo or Rolnica on the Valley map, or Skowkie on the Oxbow map once you've built a hen house. Production-wise, chickens are still the best choice if you're looking to farm eggs. And while they can produce feathers, my general recommendation is to ignore feathers on chickens. Roosters currently cost 45 coins, hens cost 98 coins, and chicks cost 23 coins. Chickens mature around 2 seasons and have a lifespan of 5 to 6.25 years. Geese are unlocked at 500 tech points and can be purchased in Gustovia in the Valley or Piastovia in the Oxbow after building a goose house, costing 69 coins for a gander, 105 coins for a goose, and 23 coins for goslings. Similar to chickens, geese also produce both eggs and feathers, but they produce way more feathers than chickens. Eggs, on the other hand, are not produced at the rate of chickens, so my recommendation is to set your chickens to only eggs and geese to mostly feathers.
Okay, so that is the true tech on this one. So geese are supposed to be mostly feathers. Oh, that brings a whole new production concept though, because then I could produce arrows and everything else, and then okay, but hold on here. If that's the case, let's go back over here and see what our production is set at for those two. Goose House production is set at 85 and it's only giving me 2 something a day. Holy shit. Yes, I see what they're talking about. Why did I set it that way? Probably because I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get no production out of it. So geese are really only for feathers, but I get plenty of feathers from other sources. You know what? Let's do this to, I mean, really, is there a point to do eggs then out of here? Unless you did like 1 a day, which isn't really going to do nothing but chew up most of your production. So realistically, these are specifically for feathers, right? And that gives you 34 feathers a day. Other than that, this is really not good. Okay, well then that would mean we could basically adjust this back down to nothing, right? And full production on eggs. 54 eggs a day. Okay, so I mean, that would make more sense then. So that, oh gosh, that just puts so many things into perspective for me. So that's why some of the things get way better production than others, because it's really not designed for that, but it will give you some of that. We've ran into that with a couple of the other production facilities as well. Okay. Well, then that is exactly why this was more geared towards sheep than it is towards goats. You can get goat milk, but it takes an astronomical amount of I guess either spaces for more goats to up your production, or the fact that it just wasn't something that was going to produce well, period, out of goats. Anyway, why can't I put any apprentices anywhere? I don't understand that. I don't understand what the apprentices are even about, to be 100% honest with you. I do think that obviously even wool with the amount of sheep that I have is not going to be beneficial, but Alright, I guess that's just what it is. So, feathers out of the goose house. This is just going to help me remember in the end. That way when I go down through here, I'm not like, okay, what was doing what? I can just see this was set for feathers, this is set for eggs. This is also going to be changed to, oh no, this is going to be changed to... wool, because that's pretty much what they're doing there. I don't think the donkey shelter has, yeah, it doesn't have any options. So I would assume that with no other options, you just use them as pack animals. But that definitely makes a lot more sense out of the animal husbandries, because I was wondering why the production wasn't good for eggs at all, even though it was cranked up to 85%. I mean, I'm still only getting 34 feathers a day from the geese, which really doesn't make them too beneficial for me, considering I don't use a lot of feathers. Now, obviously, if I had health and damage, you know, when shit turned on, then I would probably be much more keen to using a ranged attack, so that is good to know for the future. But in this go around, it's not really going to help me all that much. I'll leave those there so I can still see what is being asked to be produced. And let's see, I know I could make a bunch of stone arrows. I don't know how many stone arrows I have right now. They're definitely not going to be in there. They're going to be right here beside me. But I wonder if I had enough stone arrows. Oh shit, I forgot. Alright, well, anyway, I got some other things I gotta go work on here in a few to see about making some other productions, but let me not get ahead of myself, because that's what will happen. Put those back in there, and put the stone arrows back in there. I don't even really use the bow at the moment, so... Sorry you guys can't hear any audio, because I'm over on YouTube on the audio side of it right now.
Feel free to increase the feather production on geese if you don't need the eggs. Geese mature after 2 seasons and have an average span of 10 to 13 years. Tip 3 is about pigs. Pigs are unlocked at 100 tech points and can be purchased in Rolnica in the Valley or Klonitz on the Oxbow if you have built a pigsty, costing 675 coins for mature pigs and 150 coins for piglets. The only things pigs produce for your village is manure, which can be turned into fertilizer in a barn. If you like farming a lot or want to start farming, odds are you're gonna need a lot of fertilizer. And pigs will be your best bet when it comes to farming manure for fertilizer. Pigs mature at the age of 1 and have an average lifespan of 15 to 18 years.
Oops. I don't want to say that shit. Come on, get out of there.
For tip 4, we'll be going over mounts in the game, so donkeys and horses. Donkeys are going to be your first obtainable mount and are unlocked at 250 tech points that can be purchased in Tuck Key in the Valley or Scout Key in the Oxbow. Once you have built a donkey shelter, you can buy an adult donkey for 600 coins or a foal for 405 coins. Donkeys are a faster method of traveling rather than on foot, and combined with saddlebags, have a better carrying capacity than horses, although they are slower in speed. In order to ride a donkey, you're going to need to buy a saddle and equip it onto your mount. You can increase mount carry capacity if you take the carrot and stick feat, or increase their movement speed by taking the Night Rider feat, both in the farming skill tree. There's also a feat in this skill tree called the Village Whistleblower, which allows you to call the last mount you mounted from anywhere in the map. Donkeys don't passively produce any resources, but they will leave a little manure on the ground in the donkey shelter that you can pick up. Donkeys mature after a year and a half and have an average lifespan of 25 to 32 years. Horses are unlocked at 2,000 tech points and can be purchased in Hornica in the Valley or Piestovia in the Oxbow after building a stable. Horses will cost you 4,350 coins for an adult or 3,525 coins for a foal. The horse traits are almost identical to a donkey aside from a few things, the first being that they are much faster than donkeys. Their main takeaway is that they can't hold as much as a donkey, so you may still want to use your donkey for resource gathering runs. As I said, for traits, breeding, lifespan, and manual manure retrieval are the same as the donkey. Tip 5, we're going to go over sheep.
Okay, so with that being said, though, it's kind of one of them things where you could technically still have the horses, but you're gonna have to collect your manure. So, fast mode of travel, yes, but other benefits, not really. Just money and space, and more animal feed to produce. So, I'm perfectly fine with my donkey for the moment. And like I said before on one of my other videos, definitely can do my own thing when it comes to fertilizer, because I just use cabbage, which was an early method I learned. Let's see what else he's got to say.
2,500 tech points, you will unlock the fold, which will allow you to buy 2 different animals, sheep and goats. I recommend having 2 separate folds if you'd like to have both animals, because it'll make it a bit easier for resource production. Sheep can be purchased in Branitza in the Valley or Ostoya in the Oxbow, costing 1,260 coins for mature sheep and 300 coins for lambs. Sheep are a very valuable animal to have because you're able to harvest wool off of them, so long as you have shears which can be made in the smithy. If you use the sewing hut, you can produce wool into many different types of clothing which can be sold at a high price. Sheep mature after 1 year and have a lifespan of 10 to 13 years. Tip 6 is about goats and cows. Goats can be purchased in Denitza in the Valley or Ostoya on the Oxbow, costing 600 coins for female goats, 375 coins for male goats, and 75 coins for juvenile goats. Goats will produce milk so long as you have buckets, which can be used for food and some cooking recipes in the kitchen. Goats mature after 1 year and have an average lifespan of 12 to 15 years.
Okay, so that's
I've
not
said it
bad.
before and I'll say it again. Goats are my favorite animal because they only have one thing they can produce, and they're not even the best one at it. If you like goats or are in desperate need for milk, go ahead and pick up goats. But if not, I would just wait and pick up cows instead.
That's what I was
Cows are
wondering.
unlocked at 3,500 tech points and can be purchased in Gastovia in the Valley or Piestovia on the Oxbow once you've built a cow shed. Cows cost 1,425 coins, bulls cost 1,359 coins, and calves cost 375 coins. Cows also produce milk way more quickly than goats if you have them set up correctly. Calves mature after 2 years of age and have a lifespan of 18 to 23 years.
Okay, so I would be better off getting goats. Or, sorry, cows rather than goats. Okay.
Tip 7 is about the apiary. The apiary...
So cows over goats. A lot to think about, that is for sure. Alright, let me go down here. Producing just milk would obviously make sense, and I noticed that even in his setup he had two chickens and also 2 sheep pens, so he was basically able to double up. But to do that, it's going to take more people, which is going to take more blah, 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 blah. So, it's just all a big fuckery roundabout game. But yes, I mean, more animals obviously was something I was talking about doing, and that's why I left more area up and around here to have more animals. So that is part of the plan. I think even with basic products, you know, like I'm thinking about going elaborate with things like full-on mining for iron ores, you know, different shit like that. But realistically, you could survive just fine on just your basic land and animals. I'm sure it would take me longer to make a fortune that way, and I'm sure I will probably waste a lot of resources trying new things to see what I like the best. But that's the benefits of this being a first playthrough. I'm getting a feel for the game, getting a feel for the strategies, the missions. Also having a little bit of the devil's lettuce while doing so. You know, why not? Alright, I'll put that over there. Okay. I got just a little bit longer and then I gotta get off of here, so we're gonna sleep this night away and wake up tomorrow. Try to get through one more day. Pretty sure I may have poisoned myself. Nope, meat was still good. And like he was saying though, if I put another sheepfold in, I can make a lots of wool clothing, which then I can sell for a very high price. So, but then that's going to create the need for yet another, source of income. I would have to incorporate another stall and sell clothes, or I would have to take them and sell them myself. So that's really where I'm stuck at with it right now, is what do I want to require myself to do for doing all the filling of things or selling of things, or is there a way I can balance it to where it pretty much runs itself? I'm sure it could be done, but trying to run so many different productions while keeping up with other areas takes away from things you want to do. Because like right now I know the mine is working. I know I have plenty of resources from the mine, so I could take anyone from the mine that I wanted to take right now if I wanted to and put them anywhere. However, the problem being with that is that then I have less production in that area, which means less sales of that item. Am I even selling that item at the moment? If I am, I should not be. No. Services. Resource stall. Doesn't have any, but I shouldn't be selling any of that shit. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, don't sell any more of those. You can sell 1% of those, that's fine. I may do something with these, so we're going to slow that down just a little bit. I'm still picking up a lot of sticks. A lot of sticks. this one is labeled salt, so we'll give it that. I don't know what the hell the dog's doing up there, but it sounds like he's flopping around all over the place. Alright, well that number has greatly depreciated. Ooh, I bet I know why, because I haven't actually roasted any fish for a while, have I? In a couple days. I think it's been a couple days. Oh yeah, that's why. Alright, well that's why we didn't have any fish in there. Better put the nightshade in here. Also, speaking of that, what is the hunting cabin doing with the feather situation? It's only getting 2%. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Mostly meat and leather. And to be honest with you, I think selling leather is pointless. Even at 1%, I don't think we sell leather. Sheesh. I got a lot of rye. And a lot of clay. And a lot of stuff. Okay. Fertilizer, I have 1. I mean, we could potentially need a pigsty. What we do, gosh dang it, have plenty of rot. we're gonna manage some resources here manually.
I remember the times when there was just stubble and a few moments. Alright, we're gonna do another mission here real quick. More like a side
Hey,
quest.
friend.
Shit. Alright, dog. I don't remember what she asked for. There we go. Plenty. Trying to make it to that 100 side quests. I better go put this shit up, otherwise I'll just be packing it around with me. Not that it matters, but more clothes on me. I didn't think I had those clothes on me. Okay. The other dog decided he wanted to come downstairs now. It's just a real I don't know what's happening right now, dude. Come on, dude. Traded out the little one and got the big one. Oh, I only got a few more minutes anyway here, guys. I got to get ready to take my butt to sleep. Just wanted to put a little time in today. Another video to add to my YouTube collection. Really. I'll beat you with this hammer. I didn't actually think that was gonna work. With the amount of iron and everything else that I have in the mines, I could really probably take a few people from there, write down their information, where, you know, so that way I know who to send back there. But I feel like with the amount of money I could make from other ventures, I could definitely try putting in like man, I don't know, I want to put in extra sheep because I know wool would be very beneficial for making more expensive clothes later on, but it's like, now I'm talking about robbing other places to put people here, but I guess it is kind of like a rotation though, you think about it, because you're going to eventually fill up on stuff, so why not rotate your people other places so you don't have to constantly fight the overflow, and then later on when you're running low, just take them and send them back. But you got to watch where places you put them in, because you can't require that position to keep your animals alive, or, you know, whatever. I mean, not that you couldn't do it, but like, for example, cows, if they got to be milked by somebody who works there, then you can't do that task on your own. So most definitely a struggle figuring out what's worth keeping and what's not. To be real honest with you, the village people don't have access to the eggs. But for what reason? I mean, I don't have a cook in the kitchen, so I don't have the option to make eggs myself. I mean, I could go make myself meals, but I don't have a cook. So realistically, the only way the eggs are ever going to get used is either by selling them or using them myself. But I just eat the basic food items, so I don't really need a ridiculous amount. I wonder how many would disappear if I just started letting the villagers eat them, and how much it would save on my meat supplies and stuff like that. Oh, food storage 3. Finally have a level 3 food storage. That's fantastic. I don't think I can. I was gonna say, I wonder if I could fit a food storage in there, because I have access to resources down here, but I don't know that they have access to food down here. It's a good damn question. So, dude. The endless possibilities, just like this, of all this field space, but I'm getting so overly encumbered with resources like rye and things that if I don't start using them,
Where are all the good men?
the fields are just gonna run me into the ground. I don't know if maybe, let's see. I can make mushroom soup, which will use up quite a bit of those. I mean, I guess almost this would be a way to purge resources if you wanted to. You could build a bunch of this, then open it up to your people, and they could eat it, then shut it back down. Because the sale of items like this would require yet another place to offload stuff. Unless I offloaded it myself. I just want to get rid of fuck it, let's see what other there is. There's scrambled eggs, meat with gravy. Let's make one of these. Let's make us a scrambled eggs with mushrooms. Don't need that yet, but I will need that. Oops. So they're all different areas. Yeah. Ridiculous. We're gonna make half of them. Yeah, I guess that'd probably be a better idea, is to open up some more food groups to them, because really I don't really require any of the extra stuff, and if I wanted to make something specific to put it out there, I could do that. The only thing I really needed to keep them from 100% was the things I'm gonna use. So like roach, they can have those, I don't really care. I'm gonna make stuff out of that. I'm gonna make stuff out of this, so let's keep that. They can have that. You know, honestly, I don't even care if they have those. They're not going to be a real big source of money, and I think they'll take weight off of other areas. Not making that. They can have that for sure. Yeah, let's let them eat up some of this older stuff that's been in there a little while. What else was there? I made 11 rye bread. Or I already have it stored, one of the two. Nope, y'all can't have no pike whatsoever. Y'all can have that, you can have that. You can have it all, just take it all except for the fish. You know what, you can have some flatbread. I'll make what I want to sell. Nope. Nope. I'm now using those. I'm now using those. Alright. And it balances. But, alright, ladies and gents. Sorry it was a shorter stream tonight. Just wanted to put some time in. Add some more to the collection. But I am freaking tired. And I'm gonna get off here and take my butt to sleep. So, take care. Much love. Be safe. And I will see you guys on the next round.